All right, welcome to our team meeting for January 28th. It is the last Monday in January. And so I'm going to kind of keep this in open forum tonight. I do have like the questions you guys asked in the team page on the post answered. And then if you guys come up with anything else, there's a couple other things I added that I thought might be cool to talk about. But if you guys need to talk about goal setting or anything like that going into February, or team cup or strategies, anything like that, feel free to ask questions. But so I will not lie, when you guys asked for a day in the life of Kristin, it made me a little bit nervous because every day looks so different. And I was nervous that if I shared what today looked like, that you guys would think that you have to achieve everything on my to-do list to be successful. And that is not the case. Today was a very busy day, but I literally did write down everything I did today to show you. And also remember that my day is going to look very different. My day does look very different compared to when I was working out of the home all day. But I'm going to share, and hold on, let me bring it up. I literally wrote everything, so you guys are going to laugh at me. I didn't write like go potty or anything like that. But so I woke up at 5:20. And did not drink my Shaco, drank Energize, and had like Travis Kristin time where we literally just sit and watch like Sports Center and drink Energize. We worked out at like 6:20. I posted my workout on social media, so that was one of my posts for the day. And I just wanted to note that and like show you guys how kind of I fit those in throughout the day. So I posted that. Once I got Travis to work, I came upstairs and did my gratitude journaling and my PD. That looks much different from when I used to work out of the house. That used to be the first thing I did while I drank Energize, was get all of that done. For some reason, I've just struggled doing that first thing in the morning now, and I kind of need it once the house is completely quiet, like once everyone is gone for me to do it. So then I checked the back office just to see where everyone is at Success Club point-wise, check my volume. I checked people's rank. And that is, if we were like shooting for, you know, in qualifications or anything, that would be like me going through my rank checklist today. Scheduled the morning post and Be Brave. I don't ever post that at 9:30. I always schedule it in the morning, and then it automatically goes at 9:30. I started conversations on Facebook. I sent conversations to everyone who was having a birthday, and then sent some other ones that I had just seen, like posted something that I could comment on or post about. I checked in. No, I actually answered my messages before I checked in. So then I answered my Facebook messages, and I had some from like Thursday that I hadn't responded to. I checked into our groups, our Transform 20 group and my January group, and I commented on everyone who had checked in so far that day. That has been taking up a huge part of my time with the Transform 20 group, but it's not something I will ever not do, because like I just think that's what really helps build relationships. I went live in our free 5-day Super Bowl group and shared a tip of the day, and I commented on people's check-ins. I listened to the National Wake Up Call, and then I had a break for a little bit where I just like binge watched Netflix. I tend to do that like mid-morning and just kind of chill my brain out for a while. I ate lunch and posted that. And then I sat down and scheduled. So around like 2:00-ish, I started working again, and I scheduled all the posts for our Transform 20 group for the next 2 weeks. I did the recognition in the Transform 20 group. That has been taking me a good chunk of time to do. I ordered a gift for the winner from this week. I opened a group message for everyone who's going to see Shanti with us on Saturday. I watched Jamie's Success Club video before I shared it with you guys, and then I shared it with you guys. I scheduled posts for the free group. I only scheduled tomorrow's post, and then tomorrow I'm going to schedule the rest of the week. I just didn't have enough time today. Checked into my groups that I'm in with Rob and Chelsea, and I shared a post that they had put in the Push to Diamond group that they're hosting. I checked the back office again because Sometimes it's not updated when I first check it in the morning, and I just wanted to make sure that I saw everything. And because I'm compulsive and normally check that thing like 15,000 times a day. Checked into the Transform 20 group again, commenting on people's posts. I try to check into it twice a day, in the morning and in the afternoon. And then I try to do another one in the evening, and sometimes that doesn't happen. But it's at least twice a day. Checked in on the January group, same thing. I scheduled posts for tomorrow in the January group. I did not do the next 2 weeks. I'm going to do those tomorrow. And then I updated my tracker of my conversation, or my people I'm talking to, with all my February BOD renewals. So I got the email for February, like BOD renewals. I copy and pasted those into my sheet and then I messaged for the next week anybody's who renewal was coming up. So I sent out 6 renewals, and then I sent out 3 Shakeology messages telling people that their Shakeology was going to ship within the next week. So all in all, I worked a total of probably about 5 hours today, like in increments of time. This last chunk was about 3 hours from like scheduling posts to here. And then the morning stuff is more sporadic. And throughout the day, I'm always responding to messages when I get them. So that's something else I do. But are there any questions about that? Was that helpful? Okay. So what I'm also going to say about that is I have been telling all of my new coaches to follow that new business activity tracker, because that tells you the exact time to spend on everything. And at the bare minimum, if you can give your business that hour every day, you're going to see success. Like that post from Anita Myron about her husband just blew me away. But everybody's success stories with that thing so far have been amazing. Like, I feel like I'm at the point where I need to do a little bit more than what's on there to achieve the goals that I have. But like, if you are wondering where to like allocate your time, that is where I would absolutely start for everybody. And if there's some things that you're like, oh, I could do more of this, like I've got more time, start more conversations. You know, I'm going to share some Instagram building tips in a minute. Like, do those things in your free time, but get everything on that business activity tracker done. Part of me, and I was trying to figure out how to do this, but I think if you're in a team cup team, that you guys should hold each other accountable to like sharing that thing every day, and seeing what you can accomplish with actually showing up and like devoting February to doing those activities. Because I guarantee, like, and I love at the bottom where you can physically track like how many followers you have, how many success clubs, how many coaches, like you can track all those things. So you're going to be able to say like, I gave it a month and look what I accomplished. And if nothing accomplished at the end of the month, okay, throw that bad away and start out, like do something different. I don't think that's going to happen if you're actually doing the things, but the thing is amazing. It's in our file section in Be Brave. It's called Success Club Tracker in there. So I highly recommend doing that. So the other things I was going to talk about were, I got questions about social media growth just in general. First of all, I just want to really point you guys in the direction of the Beachbody Champions page, because every time I think about doing a team call on something, I'm like, oh, there's so many good ones in the Champions page already. Like if people just devoted to listening to that on their way to work, or like one while they're in the shower, there's so much good info in there. Amy Rada has an Instagram growing one on there. So good. Her Instagram training from leadership is really good. Like those things are awesome. The thing that grew her Instagram a ton was being consistent as hell on it. And so a lot of people don't post more than once or twice a day. Totally fine. Amy posts like 4 to 5 times a day, every single day. Like she is constantly posting. And I think it's about what works best for you. If posting 4 to 5 times a day stresses you the F out, don't do it. But if you have content and it's good and it's like eye-catching and stuff like that, I don't think it will hurt on Instagram right now. So also, don't know if you guys know the like Chalene 531 rule. Gary Vee talks about it too, but it is just the concept of finding a person through like hashtags or something like that, that you like seems like your person, looking at their post, liking 5 of their posts, commenting on 3 of them, and in turn, you could potentially get 1 follower from, like, get them as a follower because you've like, and not like commenting like generic crap, like finding posts that you can connect with and be like, oh my gosh, where did you get that dress from? That is super cute. Or, you know, just asking like questions. And I also think you could utilize this with their stories, which is where I tend to feel more comfortable doing it, is if I start following them and they're posting in their stories about like home decor and things like that. I feel like it's really easy to comment on those things, or if they ask for opinions or questions, responding, because anytime you can add value, people are going to remember that. So the 5-3-1 rule, also something completely random, but take advantage of when you have time to take pictures, because having just, when it's cold and dreary and snowy and you feel like you have nothing eye-catching, being able to go to your phone and say like, oh, 2 weeks ago I took 20 pictures and 5 different outfits while it was pretty outside. Like on a Saturday, on a Sunday, have your husband or set up a tripod, like, or meet up with another coach and just take pictures, like workout pictures, just pretty pictures, like anything that's eye-catching, because that material is so, so, so useful. And I've gotten the comment before, like, well, I can't hire a photographer. That's cool. Like, I don't think I had professional pictures done for the first 3 years of like coaching. So like you can, with all the apps out there right now, Lightroom and everything, like you can make your pictures super duper eye-catching and appealing, without having to have them be professional. So just really take advantage of that. We're going, for those of you who are going to Shaun T this weekend, like make sure, I don't know, there's not very many of you on here going to that, but whenever you have a time to go to events like that, don't be shy to like have your phone out taking pictures of stuff and like getting group pictures and things like that, because those are just great to be able to use down the line. Also with social media, just in general, Chelsea shared this in one of her pages today, and I really loved what she said, and I kind of want to mimic it, but she was sharing certain pages that she likes to follow for inspiration, and it was like Allie Upham, Jess, Natasha Fearsome, Brittany Leggett, Nikki Whiting, Danielle Natoni, Raina Liddell. And what she was saying was to look at their stories, and she said, whether it's how they link their blog, advertise new groups, shout out new coaches, those are the ones that she learns from, watches and learns from. And she just takes what she needs. Like, if something inspires her to recreate, that's what she does. But I love that she said, when I find myself in comparison mode to those coaches, I mute them and take a step back, because it's so easy to be like, oh my gosh, she's at Success Club. What, already? And it's the 2nd of the month? Like, holy camoly. And that's not the point of why we follow other coaches. Like, we follow them to get inspiration for ourselves. If it's getting you in a negative mindset, don't do it. Guilty. Like, I had to unfollow a crap ton of coaches because it was like I was just in this comparison game versus getting inspiration. But I get inspiration from coaches all the time, and I am not telling you to like copy and paste their wording and like recreate the same picture. But if you like it and you like the feel of it, recreate, like make it your own and do it, because if you're gravitating towards it, your people are going to gravitate towards it too. Okay. So, I don't have a ton of different new apps that I'm using. I have been playing around with Lightroom more after watching Amy Rada make magic with our pictures in Jamaica. And I was like, how the hell did you just do that with some of these pictures that were so dark? Lightroom still confuses the crap out of me. A lot of the people that I was on the Jamaica trip with had presets that they had purchased. And they said that a lot of times if you find someone who's selling a preset on like Etsy or something, that if you message them, you can really work with them to find one that fits you. So not even necessarily, Whitney, I did not learn a ton about Lightroom. Where are you? You disappeared from me. Where are you? Oh, there you are, right in front of my face. Okay. So Amy did like a quick tutorial on her Insta stories the other day, and I was like, that helped me none. Like, literally helped me none. I really think if you were to find like a preset that you liked, it might be helpful. Like if you were to go on Etsy and just look for something that you could buy that was a preset for Lightroom, because they're not expensive. That might be the easiest way to go. Jesse, I have just been using PicTapGo still lately, and just trying to work with good lighting. But yeah, I think just making your pictures as eye-appealing as possible is so, so, so helpful. I know Jordan works with Lightroom, so she might be a better ask for Lightroom help, because I am definitely not an expert. Another app real quick that I totally respect and don't know about yet, but I did some research to see what they were using, is called Unfold. Jordan, is that what you use for your stories, Unfold? Jesse, is that what you use? Okay. I haven't used it before. Bethany said it was, oh, I thought you used Lightroom, Jordan. I don't know why I thought that. I haven't used Unfold. Bethany said it was really, really difficult, but I love how stories look when they are done on Unfold, like how professional and sleek and like pretty they are. So I'm going to play with that a little bit, but that is just one on the top of my head. Otherwise, I still use PicTapGo a crap ton. I use WordSwag and Rana, and I use HypeType for my stories in the mornings. Where did my chat go? Chat. Okay, and let me show you how to make a link tree. Is that what you're wondering, Jesse? Like how to make it, or if we recommend it, or what are you?
Yeah, I was just wondering like what we should put in our link tree, like what little tabs should be in there.
Okay.
Yeah, and if you find it like really useful, do people actually go to it, and is that how they sign up?
So I think if you can get to 10,000 followers, you can get the swipe up option. That's what works best to get people to sign up. But I do love Linktree. I think it goes through phases of people clicking on it. I think less is more with your Linktree. I've had like 7 options on there before, and I just think it looks clunky when people click on it. I think I have 3 on there, like coach with me, work out with me, find me on Facebook or something like that. But you can link like videos to it. You can link anything to it. And if you are new, if you don't know what Linktree is, I can show you if anyone needs to see that. And you can also, I just create Google Forms to go in my Linktree and then utilize those. But I think it's helpful. I don't think it hurts to have, unless you were to have like an actual website that you can send people to put your link there. I would not like, I would much rather you guys have like a Linktree ad than, Linktree thing than like your Beachbody website there, because that gets messy and confusing and doesn't necessarily, is not as eye appealing.
With your Google Forms that you have them fill out, does it like automatically email you when somebody? No.
Okay. No, and that's funny because when I first started them, I just assumed that they did, and I was like, how do you know when people respond? And literally you just open it up and there will be a number next to responses when people respond. So I check it daily, and if my number goes up, I check to see who it was. So it's just something you have to like make a conscious effort, because at one point I had forgotten to check it for like a week, and then went on and I actually had someone that had done it, and I was like, crap, hold on, let me email you real quick.
Wait, you said Google Forms doesn't email you when people fill it out?
I think you have to have Google Streak for it too.
Because I get emailed when someone fills them out.
Oh, well, maybe it's a setting on there that
it's a setting you have to just play around. Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, I don't get the emails, but it very well could be. It makes sense that there would be a setting for it to contact you when you did. But I also like those because then you can put the like Drive app on your phone. And so you could check that, like if you're traveling without a computer or something, you can check your forms on there as well. It's just a free Google Drive app. So that was kind of all I had besides Punta Cana. Whitney got her invite today for Punta Cana, and I just wanted to see if anyone had questions and kind of talk you through what that looks like when you get your invite, just so because I feel like it's like nerve-wracking because you only have a certain amount of time to sign up. But here's the thing. So if you got the email to join the opt-in form, opt in, because if you don't, they won't email you if your places comes up. Punta Cana and the resorts have a lot more space than like the cruise does. So a lot more people get invited for that than the cruise. And here's the thing, opt in now, because when it's close, people back out, or like people who submitted their deposit end up can't go. And so they start inviting off of it. Like, I mean, they invite off of it up until like a week before. So you may not be able to go if you get an invite the week before and get all work and everything, but opt in because you just never know when you're going to get that invite. And they do it based on your overall Success Club numbers from last year. Except for new coaches, they have a specific whole new coach thing where any new coaches in 2019 can earn it as well. But for anyone who's not a new coach, it goes off your Success Club number. It doesn't mean like if you missed a month, it doesn't mean you're not going to get an invite. It has nothing to do with like consecutive or like anything like that. It is just your overall number. And they just start going literally in order of like, oh, you had 100 Success Club points. Oh, and then this person had 99. And they just send invites. And you have 5 days, like 3 to 5 days to confirm and pay a deposit. And if you don't do that, then it goes to the next person. The deposit is $200 or $300, Whitney? $300. And that can potentially be all that you pay for the entire trip. For the last 2 years, mine's been like I've paid the deposit and that's it. Besides for the cruise, I've upgraded my room. So I chose to pay $13 extra a quarter to pay for my room. And then, so you get to choose your room. You get to choose like which building you're in. They're all the same price for Punta Cana. So it's like not that you're going to have to owe more or anything like that. And then you just have to pay for your like airfare there. So that's not included, but literally everything else is. Like for you and your spouse, if you're bringing kids, you can bring kids. You just have to get a room that is for kids too. Because there are certain rooms that are built for kids and some that aren't. But does anyone have any questions about that? Like before I just keep rambling? I want everybody on it. Like I just want other people on it for one time, because I'm like, I always end up, and Trav's like, are any of your coaches going this year? And I'm like, no. No questions? And it's totally doable to earn. Like, I mean,
on my vision board.
Well, and it's like, it's totally, the thing is that like Punta Cana is earned from last year. So you don't have much control over earning it at this point. Like what you work for this year is going to earn you next year's. But it's an amazing opportunity. Like, and I know it can be like a lot at the last minute to be like, well, I have to do this or I have to do that. And I don't know. If you can make it happen, it does amazing, just like Summit, it does amazing things for your business, just the looks of you earning a trip like that for you and your husband or whoever. And let's tell you from personal experience, it's what sold Beachbody to Travis. Like, he's always been supportive, but him being there, spoiled for free, not only that, but being around, like, our people. Like, he got to work out with Rob. Like, that was the first time he had met Rob. And, like, seeing me with other coaches, like, he was like, I get it. Like, this is cool. And he, like, it's hard to explain, but it's just this, like, understanding of being able to see you in that element that they don't necessarily get in any other experience. And the fact that you earned a vacation, like, for them definitely gives them a more appreciation for it too, I think. But it's so awesome. And like, so the other thing is, if you don't earn it, so you earn it based on your Success Club point. You earn the invite based on your Success Club points last year. You pay for it by your Success Club points this year. So if you get the invite today, all you will owe is the deposit at this point. When first quarter is done, anything that you didn't earn to go towards the first quarter plus that deposit would be due at the time of like signing up. So say they cover $300, you can earn up to $300 and you earn $250, you would pay that $50 at the end of the quarter. So does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. I was trying not to make that confusing, but so awesome.
I have a question.
Yes.
So for the cruise, was that based on Success Club points from 2017?
Yeah.
Okay, so I had 0 Success Club points, but I opted in. And so I got an invite to that. So just to show you guys that if you opt in, like I didn't have any Success Club points in. It's in like a month, but I don't know. I just thought that was
Yeah,
pretty
and I'm
awesome.
wondering if they start looking at 2018 at some point for that, because I don't know. Like
I don't know either. Yeah.
I don't know exactly how that works, but I mean, I know I got my invite to the cruise. The last time they did a cruise, I got the invite like a month beforehand, and I just like couldn't make it work.
Yeah.
So like
I couldn't afford both deposits today, so obviously I chose Punta Cana.
Yeah, I'm so glad that you got both of the invites, but it was just sucky timing that they were like both at the same time. And another thing with the resort, why it's so much better than the cruise, you don't have the like stipulations of not being pregnant and all of those things. Like the cruise was so stressful if you were potentially going to have a baby or potentially going to be pregnant. None of that stuff is with the resort. Like they don't care. You can bring babies. You can be pregnant. It doesn't matter. Okay. Well, and if anybody, when you guys get the invite, we're going on the sunrise, which is the first part. Obviously, if that doesn't work for your life and you can't do that, that's fine. But if you are able to and you want to be there with everybody else, those of us who are already booked the sunrise, which is the first section of it. And if anyone gets their invite for the cruise and needs to pick my brain at all, feel free, because I would love to have any of you guys there. That leaves out of Fort Lauderdale, so you may not even need to fly. Some of you, you could even potentially drive for that. So any other questions about anything? Anything you guys need to chat about, brainstorm? No.
Yeah. Stupid question.
No such thing.
Is there a way that you can get 1 Success Club point?
Yes.
How? How is that?
So there is. Hold on. And I don't want to tell you wrong. That's why I'm just verifying real quick. Because, so I know, so you earn 1 point if a customer orders multiple HD products totaling at least 90 PV. So whereas like 2 points come from a challenge pack or like home directive Shakeology or home directive like Energize and Recover, 1 point I think comes from like if they were to do beach bars that were the 3 box of beach bars that were worth 90 PV and things like that. Also when you're when you sign up a coach and say they ordered Shakeology, they ordered one of those things within 31 days of signing up, you can earn 1 point with that too. I feel like the majority of the time we get 2 points for almost everything. Like 1 points are kind of more rare, but they do happen. I've gotten them before too.
And I think you can get them, like, say, if they were already a Beachbody On Demand member and they weren't doing Shakeology and they signed up and then got Shakeology when they signed up as a coach, right?
You should get 2 for that. You should get 2 with, if someone signs up as a coach with just Shakeology or just Energize and Recover HD, you should get 2 points for each of those. Just like a challenge pack. So yeah, the one kind of confuses me, but I feel like maybe it's like, because it said multiple items that equal 90 PV HD. So maybe if you did like Daily Sunshine and something else and it all equaled 90 PV, then you would get 1 point for that. Maybe. I don't know. I should probably know that. The FAQ for it is really confusing, I think.
Okay, so I have one more question. So I've been really trying to do the Success Club thing, and I've been trying to follow more people like through hashtags and stuff like that. But a lot of times I feel like the people who have public pages are people that already like sell things. And so I feel like, do you follow people that have private pages just to see what they're about?
I don't think I've requested anybody with a private page just because I don't even know if they would respond to that. But I do like follow people and do the system with people who sell other things. Like if somebody's selling oils, I will still, I mean, I've had challengers sign up that are Young Living like reps and stuff. They may never become a coach, or they may only ever become a discount coach. But I still, because you're right. I mean, I get so many beauty bloggers that I find with everything. But I also tell myself, if I could get one of them as a coach, they'd probably be crazy successful with the social media that they already have. So yeah, and also like, I will just search like Charlottesville, Virginia, and search like locations and go through posts and stuff like that. I always think about Christy's recommendation of like searching her favorite stores. And looking through like finding, so even like finding a picture that like your favorite store put up and looking at who liked it and going through that list and liking it. You can also use like Captivate and stuff for that too, if you want. But if you're going to like comment and like and stuff like that, then I will do that as well. But definitely check out the Beachbody Champions page. If you're having any confusion over that new business activity tracker, there is a training on each part of it that's in there already. And the trainings that are in that page are just crazy amazing. Like they're so good. And they're so frequent. Like literally there's a training in there every day. So if you're not in the Beachbody Champions page, it's definitely useful. You don't have to have notifications on, because there are a lot of things that go in there during the days, but I think it's useful to like pop into once or twice a week and just see what new content has been added. They always update the cover photo with what trainings are going to be that week. So, you know, if someone's talking about something that interests you, you can write it down and make sure to go in it. Also, I challenge you guys to do what I did today, where you write every little thing you did down. Because for one, if you know you're going to show that to somebody, I think you work harder, because you're like, oh, I don't want to like show up and not have anything on there. But I think it was Moira talked about that at Super Saturday last year, where she would go live in her team like every day and share or post it in her team page every single day. And it held her accountable, knowing that she had to share with her team what she had accomplished that day. So maybe in your Team Cup team, or just with a success partner or something like that, sharing, or if you want to post it in the team page, that's totally cool. But I think it's helpful too. And I think sometimes it helps you see like what action-oriented stuff you did versus like scrolling. Because I'm guilty of thinking I'm working and I'm scrolling my Facebook looking for someone to start a conversation with really I could have done 20 other things in that time. Okay, any other questions? Alrighty, well, for those of you I get to see on Saturday, I'm super excited. Can't wait to see you and work out with Shanti. For all the rest of you guys, I am glad that you guys were on and that I got to see you tonight. If you have any questions, let me know, and I will post this recording in the team page tomorrow. Thank you all for being on. Bye.